And we are live. What's up, beasties? It's time for Beast Friends Forever with me. It's me, it's Triple B. We've got fun times up ahead and another author for you to be read. Just remember what your beastie said and be Beast Friends Forever with me. There you go. There you go. New little intro song there I wanted to sing, especially for today because it's a special one. We've got one of the goats in the indie community, somebody that is just writes fantastic books, as you can see by this beautiful one right here. That's not the one we're celebrating today, although we'll talk about it. But this is also an awesome author who everybody knows because he's so supportive of so many people, including me and my channel, but so many other channels, so many other authors, so many other books. He spends somehow so much time writing, but also so much time promoting other people and building up other people. He's just an amazing human being and an amazing author. That's why I'm excited I get to have him on the channel today to celebrate the release of his new book, The Father of Shadow and Death, which I am reading, and it is fantastic. So I'm excited for it to be out in the world. But without further ado, let me bring on my guest today, Tim McKay.
Howdy, Chris. That was a great intro, but also that jingle. Oh my gosh, I love it. I was dying laughing. You warned me, and I was still not prepared.
I thought of that yesterday when I was driving, because on Instagram and TikTok, when you make a post, you can pick a song to go with it. So Beast Friends Forever, I always do the "You Got a Friend in Me" from Toy Story. But then on X and on YouTube, you can't do that. So I'm like, I got to bring that in more because it gets me feeling good. So I came up with that yesterday.
Pretty good.
Thanks, man. All right, let me pop up some comments from some awesome people that are already in here commenting. The wonderful Cinna is here. What's up, Cinna? At the zoo and hanging out with us. That is awesome.
Good to see you. The audiobook queen.
The audiobook queen. That's right. Ellen is here. What's up, Ellen Holmes?
Good.
And she says, congrats on your newest book release.
Thank you so much.
Stuff. Christopher Brand, another awesome indie author, is here.
Hey.
What's up? How's it going, man? And Etherwise is here. That's a cool.
Hey, that's Raven. We ran the writing program together.
Nice, very cool.
After university, and she was my co-editor-in-chief for the anthology we did. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, thanks for being here. That's awesome. E.H. Bradley is here. What's up, man? Dark Hill Society.
Yeah.
There we go. That's a pretty awesome group that you're a part of. All right. And then anybody who is in the chat and just likes to hang out and listen, we appreciate you too. But if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat and I'll make sure to ask Tim your questions. Everybody on replay, we appreciate you too. And everyone watching, in the description, I've got Tim's new book linked, all of his books linked, and information where you can follow him and follow along on his journey. So be sure to check all that out after or while we're here talking. So Tim, today is the big day. It's exciting stuff. So first, tell us how you're feeling, man. How are you feeling on release day of one of your new book babies?
Feeling pretty good. I think some of the excitement got not taken away, but stretched out a little because Amazon released the physical copies 5 hours early yesterday. So it was like 7 p.m. or so here, and I get the emails saying, "Oh, your paperback is live. Oh, your hardback is live." So I kind of just started slipping it to people as they were asking me, "Oh, I'm so excited for tomorrow." I was like, "Well, if you want a physical copy."
Yeah. I know. I saw that. I was excited because I'm like, I checked to see like later after that. So I didn't know it was that early that it went on.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised, and it's not a bad thing. It was just funny. Yeah, so that's been fun. So the hype has kind of already been going for a few hours.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and then I had also a while back set up the free promotion for Skyfold to go with it. I thought I'm going to give everyone my novella for free to help celebrate the launch of this one. They're very different books, so I hope no one goes in and is like, because you read Skyfold, very for for the most part, very upbeat,
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
fun.
Hmm.
And if you read that and you go, okay, I want to read the next one, and you read this, you're going to be in a bit of
A
a
little different,
yeah,
yeah. But both very good
yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
yes,
And
right
similar
now,
writing style.
yeah. So for
Yeah.
how long is Skyfold free for?
It's free for 3 days, so all the
Nice.
way till the
Okay,
end of
all
September.
weekend.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Very cool. So go check that out. That is also linked down below in the description, peeps. So check that out. All right.
And
So,
I'll
oh,
say
go
this
ahead.
now before I forget, but you can
Yeah.
also get the Fall of Selvandrea, which you have above you and right here, for 99 cents right now. So triple whammy this weekend.
Oh man, that is a
Yeah,
steal because that's a chunky boy.
yeah, it's like 170,000 words, 540
Yes.
pages. Yeah.
Oh man, there you go. Ellen, I agree. She says Skyfold is great. So check it out, people. Uh, EH says that he's on the brandy already. I'm not sure which one of us he thinks are, but I know that he usually is. So he says he is too. That's pretty on point for you.
We crack a lot of jokes. Yeah, maybe that's just a third person description of himself. I don't know.
Oh man. All right. So tell us about your new book. In your own words, how would you blurb it up? How would you describe your new book that's coming out today, or technically last night?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is officially out and
Yeah.
ready to go everywhere across the world. It came out in the future yesterday for all my Australian friends, and now it's here for the rest of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, in a nutshell, it is the story of a failed father and a former priest who is up against an impossible force of evil that no one else believes in. And he's trying to save his people from that malevolent force up against impossible odds. And no one believes him. Very few people trust him. It's horror. So brace yourself for some grisly murders, some supernatural horror thrown in there. Uh,
Mm.
Creature horror. I'm a big fan of. Sometimes I have to resist if when I'm writing certain stories like this one, but I like a good dose of creature horror. Yeah. How do I describe it? Like if you've seen, um, grisly movies or some good croc movies like Rogue
Ooh.
uh,
Hmm.
or Crawl, great alligator movie. Anyways, things like that. I like to throw little hints of that in there for the horror as well.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Oh yeah. That's well. That was a nice. Well done, man. Well done. Uh, we got some other people popping in here. Jason Stigliano, another awesome author. What's
Hi,
up, man?
Jason.
And Lucas Clay's here. What's up, Lucas?
Lucas. Hey, Lucas.
Tim
How you
is
doing?
a legend. That is very true. He is. Uh,
Good.
so I would say that's a great description, and people are gonna love, or maybe love to hate, but maybe both. The main character. You did such a good job with him. He is like so interesting. Like I just love being in his mind and following him.
Mm,
And then there's times where he does stuff, and and his interactions. What I love most is the internal thoughts of him. Like he'll interact with a character and just do or say the dumbest thing, the worst possible thing, and then I love getting to see his what's the word, like his his processing, but like his justification for what he just
yeah,
said, and it's like, oh my gosh, this guy is drives me crazy, but I just love following him. Like
yeah,
such a great main character. We were talking a little bit before how you felt like that was something that you wanted to improve on book by book, and
yeah.
like I feel like character wise, man, you are killing it. Skyfold, same thing. But I love Braddock in this book, like such a fun character.
Braddock was a lot. I mean, and there are some others that you get a deeper dive into as
Hmm.
the story progresses, but it's all from his perspective, so you get more of that
Yeah.
richer character building and internal monologue and exposition from his point of view. Um, what makes him especially fun, and for me, writing a character like that is I'll never base any one character in my stories off of any one person I've known. You know,
Hmm.
that would be too far. And it would mean I wouldn't be able to have fun with my disclaimer in every book, which is always, if you believe you see yourself in this story, try to remember there's no way the author likes you enough to incorporate you into his work. I always put
I
that on
love
every
that. I
every
love
my page.
that.
I have to stay honest,
Yeah.
but with Braddock in particular, I think more than any character I've ever written, he is very much the combination of, in his case, about 5 or 6 men all kind of within that age range that I've known at different points in my life,
Hmm.
all with very similar characteristics or mannerisms and things they've gone through that have shaped them into these very unique people. And some of them wonderful people, people I considered mentors at different times in my life, and some of them very awful people.
Yeah.
And I kind of blended that all together into this guy because part of me, I wanted to understand. I wanted to understand, how does someone get there? In some ways to avoid it, in other ways to emulate the good, but to understand what I was seeing, what I've been seeing my whole life. And as the reviews are already saying, I do not treat him well. So brace yourself for that, because that's the thing. If you love to hate him, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Because I want you to get into this guy's head. I want you to
Yeah.
feel the struggle, feel the victories, feel the horror. And if you hate him, great, because he's gonna get his ass handed to him. So
So it works out well
best
then.
of both worlds, yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. So how did you? Well, first, this does have a connection to this beauty right here.
Mm.
So let everybody know the how this book is connected to Fall of Selvandrea.
I mean, the quick and easy answer is it is meant as a prequel. There was a, well, I can say this. So if you followed the story of the Fall of Selvandrea, a few characters in it come from a people called the Saramai, and they were they lived within a larger empire called the Namreth Empire, or the capital of Nemralda, where this story is based. So the Father of Shadow and Death almost all takes place in the capital city of this empire, where most of the Saramai are now living in exile. So in their, not, a few centuries earlier, they had to leave their homeland. You'll slowly discover why,
Nice.
and then they go back. Not quite a spoiler, I don't think, but so that's part of this story. Um, and if you've read The Fall of Selvandrea, you know that it doesn't go well for them. So this is that story. This is telling the story of why they went into exile, what happens when they finally return home, and giving it from this very particular character's perspective, because he has an inside view that no one else had of this piece of history that gets lost, but massively impacts the story of the Fall of Selvandria. I think
Ooh.
for anyone who has read the Fall of Selvandria, if you read this, it'll put a very dark spin on it. I'll tell you that
Oh,
much.
nice. Okay.
Yeah,
Very cool. Well,
and
that's
you do get to see some characters too. I'll say that.
okay.
So yeah, it would be too big a spoiler to mention one or two, but one of everyone's favorite characters, Rinwen, I can tell you that, makes a few appearances. She's a
Oh,
lot of fun.
nice.
So if you like a very chirpy, happy-go-lucky little girl who features very prevalently in the Fall of Sylvandria, she's in this. But remember, this is horror, so there are some dark returns.
Ooh. Oh man. All
It's
right.
fun.
So let me shout out another awesome author that popped in here. Timothy
Yeah.
Wolf is here. And he says, "Happy book release to you, Tim."
Cheers, man. And we're going
Awesome.
live together next week on Bald and Baldings. That's going to be a
Heck
blast.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then Thomas Howard Riley is here.
Chavez.
Uh, let's see. uh, that is true. That is true. That is true. We apologize. We thank you for popping in, though, even though you're working, my friend. We appreciate it. So, yes, this is a little earlier. It's because Tim is awesome. It's actually my fault because this Friday turned into a very busy Friday evening, so we had to do it during the day. And he was gracious and agreed to do it earlier for me. So it's my fault. Don't be mad at Tim. Just be
All
mad
good.
at me.
Hey, we
Um,
now get to provide everyone an excuse to procrastinate on that work they don't want to be doing. So it's great.
Exactly. See, we're just looking out. We're looking out. All right. So first, I guess two questions for this story. So from the beginning, did you plan it when you sat down to write this story? Was it always going to be the prequel connected to Fall of
Mhm.
Savandria? Okay, and then was it always going to be horror
Yeah.
edged? Okay, so from the start, that was this idea.
Yeah. I'll say this too, that I still consider, well, I've never been an extreme pantser, but I've never been a hardcore plotter either,
Mhm.
but I am slowly adding more structure in advance. Whereas a lot of that structure was coming naturally in the past as I built the story out. Uh, but this story in particular, I knew I had the last line written from before I wrote page one. I knew
Oh.
exactly where this was going to end.
Ooh,
And that's a lot of
man.
fun because I've been told the ending is a banger, and I
Oh,
mean,
I
I
can't
buy it,
wait.
but I like it's worth like don't be one of those people who flips to the last page to see because you'll be like,
You'll
okay,
ruin it.
that's a banger line, but
Yeah.
read the
Ah,
story and then you'll it'll hit hard. But yeah, so I knew I wanted it to be horror.
mhm.
Uh, and I kind of like the idea of telling certain side stories in this world from a horror perspective.
Yeah.
So this is going to be probably one of three, maybe more in the future. We'll see, but I have two more planned. Uh,
Ooh,
w-
okay.
yeah, so I have another prequel. It's going to be a direct sequel to this
Ah,
that I do want to do.
nice.
Probably, we'll see. That might be a 2027 project. Because I have another horror book set in the same world, but it's in a totally different nation,
Oh, nice.
very
Okay.
separate. And that's what I'm going to be writing probably around mm, February, March next year. So 2026.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
So
so
I went in with a pretty clear plan
yeah,
for this. I knew, and yeah, because I knew and there were some constrictions, right? Because it's a prequel,
right.
so you know the story you want to tell because it's already part of a world that you've
Yeah,
told 550 pages worth of. So you're constrained by everything you've already written. I thought that would make it more challenging. If anything, it gave me some structure in advance to work with. It made it, it gave me a roadmap in advance, so it was actually very easy to write and a lot of fun to write too.
nice.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. That's pretty exciting stuff, man.
yeah,
You've got so your other stuff, I mean, I'm sure Fall of Selvandrea had some horrific elements to it, but this was like your first thing you wrote that really focused on the horror,
yeah,
would you
yeah.
say? So how do you feel like that experience went for you? Did you have to like use a different part of your brain, or is that kind of stuff always been floating around in your brain and you finally got to let it out in a book?
A little bit of both. So yeah, I mean, with Fall of Selvandria, and I knew this in advance. I've always felt that really good depictions of evil have to have an element of horror.
Hmm.
You know, like
Hmm.
like yeah, and yeah, I've just seen that. Even in all my favorite fantasy movies that pull it off right. Like even Lord of the Rings. The books
Yeah.
incredible. But it's the one place where I do really appreciate the movies for taking an extra step
Oh yeah.
because they make you, when the ring wraiths are coming to the Shire, you feel horror,
Hmm.
and tension that just
Yeah.
doesn't go. It just builds and builds and builds,
Yeah.
and then you see that, and I do love some horror for sure, and certain supernatural horror, and even shows like Damien. I loved that was a really good show. Dracula on Netflix, fantastic. Most of the Mike, is it?
Oh, Flanagan.
Yeah, I loved Mike Flanagan shows.
Oh
That was
yeah.
great.
All of those are so good. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've always had a lot. I've always taken in a lot of good horror influence, but my worry too was okay. So I'm writing in a world where I've previously written dark fantasy with horror elements, but those were
Hmm.
always fleeting. It's always a quick episode
Yeah.
of horror and then back to
Yep.
some light banter and action, lots of action.
Hmm.
This, I think, there's one scene that I would qualify as kind of my usual action,
Hmm.
and it's very brief. And all the rest, if you see anything, it's closer to horror, grisly murder
Oh
and
man.
creature horror. And the thing too was because I had this story arc in mind. Uh, like let me put it this way, there are genre expectations with horror that don't
Hmm.
exist for like dark fantasy, for
Yeah.
example. So a tricky part for me was okay, so I have this story I want to tell, but for example, there's the expectation of a certain level of tension that you have to maintain through the story. And if you read this, in The Father, Shadow, and Death, for about the first four chapters, there's a focus. It's meant to feel almost like slasher horror, like
Hmm.
Scream or
Nice.
Mike Myers.
Yeah.
How like
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it,
Halloween. Yeah.
yeah, like it's meant to have kind of that vibe with still some supernatural elements. but then the story takes a big turn. So things skyrocket, and then there's a bit of in terms of the action, there's a bit of a slump where I still had to maintain that horror tension. So you see things seem to be getting better, but you kind of know it's gonna,
Yeah.
there's more coming. So I had to keep you in that state of suspense, knowing that there's still worse to come, and that was where I wrestled, but it was a fun wrestle. I didn't find it as challenging as I expected, but meeting those genre norms, I didn't want any horror, like full on horror reader, to ever be bored, you
Yeah.
know, to
Yeah.
ever think, oh, this isn't horror anymore. This is
Right.
political fantasy with
Oh yeah.
I hope no one reads and has that impression, because you just haven't read enough yet.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I'd say is where I'm at. There's been like a tension through it all that felt very horror. So
yeah,
I think you're nailing it, man.
awesome.
Um, Otherwise says, love the sound of that. I do too. You're describing it so good. It sounds so good because it is.
I think you would like this, Raven. I can say that for sure. Yeah.
Um, all right. So you have a copy of the book there. So in a second, I want to talk about the cover. But before we do that, you know what time it is. I've got some dad jokes for you.
Yes. I'm ready.
I want to see the groan live and in person. All right. I've got some good ones. I had to make sure I found some good ones for you. All right. First one here. All right. So you've heard the saying, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, right?
Hmm.
Well, I actually talked to him, and he said his summer wasn't too bad either.
Oh my gosh. Rough. Yeah.
All right, next one. All right, all right. So the other day, my youngest was really tired, so I told her she needed to take a nap, but she said no, and she got into a lot of trouble, surprisingly, with the authorities because they said that she was found guilty of resisting arrest. Oh, come on, come on, come on.
Yeah. No. That's rough. Oh, that hurt.
That's enough. That's enough.
See, that's grown worthy. Yep. Just
Had to find him.
okay.
Timothy. Oh man.
Oh, I like that one. I'm gonna yeah, write that down after.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So show us that bad boy cover. That I love
Yeah.
the cover. I love the purples.
Yeah.
And I love you always have very pretty like stuff going on around the outside, which I love.
I
The,
love
the edges of your book.
for whatever reason, I saw, when I was first imagining what I wanted my book covers to look like. I was browsing around indies, trad pub, and I love border edges on covers. The Ghoul. I really love those really nice leather hardbound, hardbacks
Oh
with,
yeah.
like great gold trim
Mhm.
edging. The Ghoul is building up to that. When I do
Yeah.
special editions, you're gonna have some of that.
Oh heck yeah, man.
That's the goal. Yeah,
Well, and it looks good with this too, right? Because you do it with this, so then it kind of lets you know they go together.
exactly. Yeah.
Now is Skyfold, is it connected to Sylvandria?
The easy answer to that is no. That definitely
I
go
didn't think
into it.
so. Okay.
There's an Easter egg.
Oh.
So they are different worlds,
Mhm.
but there are little. I'm not going for like a universe effect,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there are connections. I have a good author friend who I edit for, who does that with all his books. There is
Mm-hmm.
an underlying connection that if you've read them all, you see, and then you're like, oh, and I kind of want that. I like to reward attentive reading.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I wondered because Skyfold has the cool little corner stuff going on too, a little bit.
Yeah. So going forward, the goal is there is going to be that symmetry with all my books.
Nice.
So you'll know what series they're part of by the series title and by some similarities in the titles and the icons used. But otherwise, I also want people to look at any cover I do and say, "Oh, that's a Tim McKay cover. That's a Tim McKay book. I've read the other ones. It's going to be a banger." I want to create that expectation.
I love it. Yep. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the process for designing this cover. How did it go? Was the final product kind of your original idea in your head, or was there some back and forth? How did the process go for you with this cover?
Well, so both Skyfold and the Father Shadow and Death came from Get covers, and the first time I just saw some other ones they did. I think it was actually uh, it was Rosaire Bushy's Sigil of Enderroot that I
Yeah,
saw,
that's a
and he
sweet
said
cover too.
got it done, and I thought, okay, so I had seen a few other indies get their covers done by Get covers, some
Hmm.
better than others, so I wasn't sure. And then
Yeah.
I saw this, and I thought, oh no, okay, they can do a good
Oh
job.
yeah. Yeah,
So
that
I
cover
thought,
is sick.
you know, they're not that expensive. I'll give them a shot. I
Hmm.
told them what I wanted, and within a few days, they had almost exactly what you see with Skyfold back to me. I was like, "Excuse
Awesome.
me?" Like, they nailed it. I gave them the icon I wanted. I
Yeah.
also gave them a few options. I was like, "Okay, if you can't find something perfect for that, feel free to do this."
Yeah.
And they immediately came back with exactly what I wanted. And they
Mm.
got the borders. I love,
Oh, the
so
borders look great, man.
yeah, now we're talking about Skyfold here. And I
Oh, I
mean,
love that one too.
like they nailed it,
It looks so
like
good.
everything about it. I thought they got perfect. So I basically just said, okay, so you see what you did last time, that, but now it's horror, so I need some like
Yeah.
dark, shadowy elements, and same kind of vibe for the font. Feel free to
Mm.
more or less do the same, but it's a longer title, so the
Yeah.
icon's gonna have to be smaller because I want the title clear. Blah blah blah, and immediately, same thing. A few days, and they're back to me with it.
Ah,
It's like solid. Like this.
oh, it's so good, man. It's so
I'm
catchy.
so happy with this. Yeah,
Oh, I love it, dude. And
yeah,
I'm with Christopher Brand. He says he loves that cover. I do too. It
yeah,
looks so good, man.
yeah. So
Your
and they're
covers are great, man. They are scroll stoppers.
yeah
So
they're
good work.
good too at quickly coming back with the different versions. So it's not just the ebook. They immediately get me the paperback, the hardcover, and the audiobook. I pay like an extra $5 to get the audiobook cover done.
Oh,
uh,
nice.
which
That's
is
nothing.
super useful too. Because I mean, obviously, I can't show it,
Yeah.
but it's great because certain platforms square
Hmm.
images are
Hmm.
easier to display without
Yeah.
getting cut off, right? So on
Right.
social
Yeah. You don't have
media,
to make it look funky. Yeah.
yeah. So paying $5 for
Oh,
an audiobook cover,
brilliant.
it just makes it makes it
Oh,
so much easier to show this off too.
heck yeah, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Uh, Christopher Brand says he wants to use Get covers on his next
yeah, fair.
standalone. That's good. It's there. I'm hearing more and more good things about him. So you mentioned audiobook. So of course the audio book queen is here. She
Yeah,
wants to know, did you mention the
did I
audiobook?
mention
So
I
good.
did. So, where things stand right now is I have edited. So I've recorded the whole thing, and I have edited 6 out of 9 chapters. I'm about halfway through chapter 7. They are long, especially the back end chapters are longer. So, like to put in perspective, uh, chapters 7 and 8 are both about an hour long, and
Oh
chapter
wow.
9 is about an hour and a half long. In the text, it's broken into scenes. So there's
Mhm.
like let me show that off. I get Windagger to do all my interior icons and
Oh
scene
nice.
breaks.
Okay.
So let's see how well we can show that off. There
Oh
we
yeah,
go.
I love that little thing, that
Yeah,
break, that chapter break or page break.
yeah. So I use I've got like he's my go-to now for chapter icons. Like this one has the wolf. Let's see. There we go. So every
Oh
chapter,
yeah, that looks so good.
yeah,
Yep. I
yeah.
love that.
So I'm getting him to do about 7 or 8 of those
Mhm.
for my sequel to the Fall of Selvandrea. So there's going
Nice.
to be a lot of different ones in that. Yeah,
Well, and those
and
show up really good on the ebook too.
yeah, yeah.
That I've been reading.
It all looks. I'm very happy with it. So point is that because the chapters are broken into scenes, it's almost more like I think the last chapter is more like 10 chapters in one,
Oh, jeez.
which had to be together. It works
Yeah.
well, I think, but it also lets you take it bite sized.
Hmm.
But it means it's an hour and a half long in audio. So so it's going to take me at this rate, at the rate I've been going now, probably another week and a half to get it done.
Hmm.
Get some feedback from people, make some final tweaks. It's probably the earliest it would be out would be end of November, most likely early to mid December. The audiobook will be available.
So pretty soon though. That's
Soon.
awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I'm with otherwise here when they said that love when those are in books. It does. All your books, man. You were so good at just that extra touch, like
That's right.
just all the little things that make the book so fun to read, but also so fun to have in your
Yeah.
hands because it has so many cool things. And like Tim said, I agree too. The illustrations in Fall of Selvandrea are incredible. So I mean, just oh yeah, I mean,
Let's
let's
see. We
see.
can show one
I
off
was
here.
just thinking we just got to
There
show
we
us
go.
some images.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, I love
Yeah.
that one.
Done by this, so also done by Joe Requesa, who did the
Yep,
the cover.
love
So I
the
mean,
cover.
he's
Yep.
exceptionally talented. I already have one done
Mhm.
for the sequel. The Light of Mazara is the title of the
I love
sequel.
that.
And yeah, so we were talking beforehand. This is still I'll mention it because I
Okay,
have been
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
about it for a while.
yeah.
So it is pretty much a given. I don't want to get anyone's hopes too. I still have to decide some things, but
Hmm.
I'm very likely going to be doing a Kickstarter in the new year
Yeah.
for the next illustrated cover. And the push goals will be to get more internal illustrations for the sequel. The
Heck
goal is that I might even commission my next one regardless this coming month because I have some extra money coming in from contest judging I've been doing, and so that'll give me a little extra. The goal is always to have at least one illustration per part, and it's a
yeah.
3-part book. But if I can add even more, that'd be great because he's so talented. Yeah, so I'll say this. I'll say very likely there will be a Kickstarter coming in the new year where what's going to be on offer will be the ebooks for both books 1 and 2 and the audiobooks for books 1 and 2. And for the record, I'm currently recording a updated, better version. Now that I've done a bunch,
Mhm,
now that
mhm.
technically I've recorded 5 audiobooks at this
Wow.
point, just with because I did this
Yeah,
technically twice already.
that's wild.
Yeah, and then I did Skyfold, and then I did
Mhm.
so four. Sorry,
Yeah,
four.
yeah. So it would
Apologize.
be the fifth if you're redoing it. Yeah,
And what I do, and as it's going, I've slowed down. I don't even have to try at this point. It's funny. It's so funny. Maybe because you're nervous or you're trying to do it all in
yeah.
one. I don't know. My pace has slowed down so much that, uh, well, put it this way: there are 87 chapters, including the prologue, in the Fall of Selvandrea.
It's a lot.
So far, at minimum, I've added about a minute per chapter.
Okay,
So when you spread that over 87, you're
that's
looking at
like an
least
hour
an
and a
hour
half.
and a half. Yeah, it's closer depending on the chapter length. It's more like 2 or 3 minutes
Yeah.
per chapter. So it's probably going to be a solid 2.5 to 3 hours longer than the original, which will make it a 20-hour audiobook.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome though, man. I mean,
yeah,
and that's good that you kind of have learned as you've gone, just like with writing, I'm sure with
exactly.
recording audio, you learn different ways to do things. And I mean, the length, it's always kind of like everybody listens at different speeds. So,
Yeah,
it's not like that I feel like if I see that, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Let's see how quick I can listen to it now if I put it on 2 speed. But
yeah,
audio is just wild to me because you start listening to something when you up the speed and it sounds so fast at first,
yeah.
but then all of a sudden your mind just makes sense of it, and then if you listen to it on like a different device or something else and it resets back to the one speed,
Mhm.
it's always to me like, oh my gosh, it sounds like they're talking in slow mo.
Yeah.
you know?
I'm mixed. So when I'm listening to an audiobook, I will adjust according to the voice. I listened
Oh
to
yeah,
one
some it messes the voice up
yeah, like I listened to
really
one
bad.
a month or two ago where I had to listen to it on about 1.4 speed or I was
Yep.
in agony. The
Oh yeah.
narrator
Oh
was
yeah.
too slow. But then I
Yep.
listened to another one recently where anything above one, it sounded like a squirrel or like it sounded like a chipmunk voice. It was just
Yeah,
total.
that's so good.
Yeah. So
Uh, I know. I agree. I agree. Let's see. Cinna said, "Are the illustrations in the Kindle?" I guess
yes.
they are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I thought they were. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Cinna, who's also working on her book, has 3 illustrations
That's
planned. That's
fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. So next, so you talked a little bit about what's next already. So I guess we don't have to go too much into that. But so you have 2 more prequel novellas that you want to do
Yeah.
eventually, and then you're working on book 2, the sequel to Fall of Selvandrea,
Yep.
which you're thinking that one in 2027. Did you say?
No, so that
2026?
one is next. And
Okay.
that one's been a bit stretched out. Technically, I took a pause from that to write both Skyfold and The Father, Shadow, and Death. And I was already 90,000 words into the
Oh,
sequel.
that's
So
wild.
yeah, so I paused from that,
Uh-huh.
did those 2, and now I'm going back to it, and it's fun because you can already see the change in my writing style, and I've edited some earlier chapters to bring them up to snuff, let's say, and it's already a better story, so I'm glad I took the pause.
Yeah.
And then I'm on pause again because, 1, I'm doing this audiobook stuff, but 2, I got hit with editing for 2 other authors and judging for a writing contest
Oh,
all on
man.
top of each other this last month. Still
That's busy.
ongoing. I have another book coming my way to edit this month, and the contest is still ongoing. I'm judging for that. So I'm finally going to have a break in December, and that's my month where I'm probably into January. So a month and a half, I'm guessing it'll take to finish.
Mhm.
But the book is probably going to be 140 to 150,000 words. So a little, barely, not that much shorter. A little.
Oh, hang on one second. I'm gonna mute my mic, but you just keep talking. Somebody's ringing the doorbell, and of course,
Ah,
the dogs are freaking out. So, but you
okay.
keep going.
Sounds good. Yeah. So the sequel will probably be about 150,000 words. I'm guessing that I have about 40,000 words left to do. When I'm at full tilt, that should take me about a month and a half to write. So the goal is to have that drafted by mid-January or so. Factor in editing and beta reading and all that good stuff. Probably in March. I mean, that's still quick, but that's usually what I can manage. I'm aiming for. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to do my birthday's in March, so I always like to do something book related uh, in March. So I'm kind of hoping for a March release, and or maybe the Kickstarter would be around then. Once I'm done drafting and I'm free again, then I'm going to be writing the next horror story. This one's not a prequel. It's separate but in the same world, and that one, what I can tell you in advance, Timothy Wolf will love this because it's got Jinn and lizard people. So like desert spirits and wish granting and like evil genie kind of thing, plus lizard people. And a lot of that is already mapped out in my mind, and notes are down. That one's already, again, like these two or like the Father of Shadow and Death. Like a lot of that's already plotted out, and I'm very excited to dive in.
Ooh, that sounds good, man.
Yeah. And then comes, well, that's where I'm undecided. After that, I will either do the sequel to Skyfold, so book 1 of the series, because this is technically a prequel.
Yes.
So that's probably what I want to do after the Jin one is probably this. Um, but somewhere in there, I also want to do the sequel to this, which is going to be Dragon Horror, and that's kind of exciting. So we'll
Oh
see.
man.
Next year is going to be fun. The goal is 3 to
Heck
4
yeah.
books next year, though. Yeah,
I love it, dude. That
yeah.
is so exciting. My next question was going to be like with Skyfold, if you had any full length books planned for that one. So that is in the works. Yeah.
Heck yes.
All
Oh yeah.
right.
Yeah. Funny enough, I already had a chapter written from
Mhm.
book 1. And then I decided, you know what? No, I want more of this world before I go into this story. And so I took a step back and wrote the prequel, and which is Skyfold. So I don't want to spoil anything. Um, a good number of those characters will still be present, but it's the legacy they leave. The legacy of these events in Skyfold
Mhm.
sets the stage for the main series, which follows these two, technically three, but the two main characters are a boy and girl around 9 years old, and the adventures they go on, and it goes wild from there. I have a lot of fun planned, and that first chapter I wrote was a lot of fun to write. A lot of people loved Rinwen in the Fall of Selvandrea, and this was kind of me tapping into that energy but just having fun. It's meant to be a brighter story, still lots of adventures, still lots of chaos, little horror elements with monsters and evil forces, but these two from the perspective of kids and kind of coming of age fantasy. It's going to be fun. There's a lot going on. Yeah, those who've seen the chapter really liked it, so that gets me
Ooh.
very happy to write it. Yeah, I'm
All
gonna
right.
redo it. I think I'm probably gonna. I'm gonna. redo it to match this writing style. But anyways, yeah, that's the plan. There's a lot. It's going to be probably it's shorter books, probably
Mhm.
60 to 90,000 words, and I'm aiming
Okay.
for at least 5 or 6. Like that's going to
Oh,
be a
dude.
main focus for the foreseeable future.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, man. It's the pest people, so of course they're walking by
No,
the windows and the doors over and over again. So my one
no, yeah.
dog, he's hey, he's a golden doodle, and he like is the
Mm.
biggest wuss. Like literally, if somebody comes in the house, he like pees on the floor, and it's like, why are you barking like you're just some beastly guard dog? When we both know if he came in, you would not do anything.
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, that all sounds awesome, dude. I'm so excited because Skyfold was so much fun, but I'm glad you're doing so much with Fall of Selvandrea. But then
Mm.
I'm also excited that you have more coming with Skyfold too, because you just have the most inventive ideas for things, man. I don't know how you come up with all this stuff. It's impressive.
I think funny enough, when I started this journey,
Hmm.
or I'll put it this way, I started writing so late. I think in part because I used to see creativity as this ethereal thing that some people have and some people don't, and I wasn't convinced. I've always lived in my imagination. I've always had some of the, like the Fall of Selvandria. Some of that story has been in my mind for years, but I wasn't fully at the point of thinking I think I can do this. Until I started playing around with the mechanics and the skills of writing, and then I just thought I'm going to go for it, see what happens, and kind of as you start writing, you discover this is a muscle. This is something as you use it, it gets stronger, and there's so much out there when it comes to creativity. A lot of people see it as pulling things from the cloud, or just pulling things out of some abstract, in divine inspiration or some such. And I'm like, I don't know. I see it as pulling together all the things you've experienced and all the things you've taken in and consumed, and your mind does wonders with that, and the more you play around with it, the stronger those connections get and the more you can do. So sometimes it's not so much creativity as just recycled intuition. It's things that you've seen and experienced, and then you put your own unique spin on it because you have your own unique life. So creativity to me has always just been uh, intuitive recycling, because a lot of my ideas, funny enough, I had this conversation with Ellen Holmes. We did an interview, and I answered some of this there, where she was the second person to say, "Did you ever play?" Oh, which it was one of the Final Fantasy games, because this story is so similar. It takes a very different turn, but it had so many elements. And I was like, "Oh, you must have played." And I said, "I've never played a Final Fantasy game in my life. I've no idea." But great, that's cool. And then I looked into it, and there was some history there where around the same time as that game came out, you had Skyward Sword, Zelda, that came out, and Avatar, the movie with floating islands. So there were all within the span of a few years, very close together. Two or three of those things happened the same year, and then there were another two or three with similar themes. And I think since then, I never played Skyward Sword. I saw Avatar. It wasn't even my favorite movie. Don't get me started on that. Sorry for anyone who just loves. I don't, but whatever. It's all good. And the point is, though, these things enter the zeitgeist, and you don't even know they're entering your mind, uh, but they play an influence. They play a role in shaping your creativity. So all these years later, like 10, 15 years later, I had this idea, started pulling it all together, and next thing I know, I have people telling me, "Wow, this." I think for a lot of us, these images were hitting our mind at the same time, and they stuck with me for a long time. And I just recreated it, with my own spins and my own dark, twisted, fun. And I'm okay with that. Some people try, I think, too hard to do something so cosmically novel that it knocks everyone off their socks. And yet people keep saying to me, "Wow, this is so creative." And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just having fun." But that's the point, is I think some newer authors could do to worry less about, creating the next new thing that blows all our minds, because you'll do that with skill. You'll do that with the way you tell the story more than the ideas themselves. My experience anyway.
I love how your explanation for uh, it not just being you being creative is like the most creative explanation you could have come up with. That just shows how creative you actually are. That was
Well,
very interesting. I actually like the way that you worded that because that is true. Like a lot of this stuff, like you said, it's just in there, and you
yeah,
don't even really realize that something is influencing you. You know, because I mean, there are some authors that are probably influenced directly from one thing or whatever. You know, but
yeah.
like you said, it's this collective recycled all these ideas. That's pretty cool. I still think that you're a pretty brilliant writer, my friend. So,
Well, shucks. I'll take
like
it.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Um, let's see. Kai Yi is here. What's up? Thanks for being
Mm,
here. No problem at all. Better late than
yes.
never. You're able to come anytime. And then LN said, "Great interview. Fun to dive into your books and process." I agree. I could listen to Tim talk all day.
Cheers.
Uh, Mark from the Book Lounge is here. What's up,
Hey,
man? Thanks
Mark.
for popping in. We appreciate you, Mark. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh, they need to just be done and leave.
Well, I don't know if you saw. Did you see my post 2 or 3 days ago? I think complaining about leaf blowers in my area. And so I heard them this morning, and I was like, "You have to be kidding me! Don't you dare!" And luckily, they're gone. But so we almost had the same problem. I think I got
Oh
lucky
man.
though for now.
I think they're done. I can't tell if he's getting in to leave or getting in to get more things. Well, like because I have this. Our house is like a new build, so there's this weird
Mm,
new pest thing. Like so, they walk around and spray like normal, right? But then they have these ports set up all around the house, and they actually feed in stuff to these ports, which go through little tubings in all the walls, and they
okay.
spread the pest stuff all through the house. So then, if there's anything near the wall or in the wall or coming in or coming out, they're gonna die. So they
Mhm.
have to walk all around and like get up on ladders, and so like the dog's like losing his mind
Right.
every time he sees a window or a door.
That's
But
great.
anyway,
What can
it
you do?
was interesting to me.
Yeah.
But so yeah, no, I did see that. Leaf blowers, those can be so loud too.
There were probably 6 guys walking around with separate leaf blowers, and
Like
through the
an
whole
army.
neighborhood. And so when they're outside my window, it just I have really good soundproofing equipment,
Yeah.
soundproofing software, noise reduction software, and I've sometimes I've been so into reading for as I'm recording an audiobook that I won't notice
Mhm.
till after that a car drove by, or I'll realize just after that it's been outside my window revving for a little while, and it
Yeah.
won't even come up on the track. So that's how good my soundproofing is right now. But these guys, they show up on the track, so I just had to stop. Or then after they left, but then they had put all the leaves in this big pile in the cul-de-sac, which is just around
Oh
the
yeah.
corner. And so this truck kept coming back and forth, coming back and forth. Anyways, don't get me started. It was a solid 6 hours of my day just gone because I
Yeah.
couldn't even read with that much noise. It
Oh
was,
yeah. You can't focus on anything.
yeah,
That's
it was,
it's hard.
so that was the powers that be forcing me to finally take a day off. So, well, when the universe calls, you just gotta listen.
You gotta listen. You gotta listen. J.A. Bryden's here from Australia down under. Thanks for
Amy,
popping in, man. I don't even know what time it is by you, Jay. Probably ridiculous time.
I think
We,
it's always 12 or 14. I
yeah,
think he is
I,
14 hours ahead. Yeah, so
that's
whew,
wild.
that's late. Cheers, man.
Oh, here we go. Kai says you need some noise canceling headphones.
Oh, I have
So you
looped
probably do.
earplugs. Yeah. Oh, I
Those those leaf blowers, those industrial ones, they get through still.
they get through. Yeah. I haven't
Uh,
found anything good enough for that yet.
oh yeah. Trinity Cunningham's here.
Trinity.
Says congrats. Oh,
Yeah, Trinity's but
J.A.,
right
what
here.
a
I'm
life.
still reading. I'm what is that? A little over halfway
Oh
through.
yeah. Oh, I can't wait to read her book.
It's
That's such an interesting idea too, with the siblings, like the
Yeah.
twins.
The
I love.
brothers, I love their
Yeah.
dynamic. I
Hmm.
love her. Not everyone can do this well, where you switch to the villain POV, and
Oh
and
yeah.
she nails it. It's so much fun. I love the back. It's
Ah,
there's and it's not too overwhelming. There's about four or
yeah.
five POVs you follow,
Mhm.
and it's just right. And the writing style, it's crisp. It's well edited. Like really, I
Yeah.
am thoroughly impressed. I cannot speak highly enough
There
about
we
this.
go, people.
Not
check
often
it
I
out.
rave that much about a book I'm reading, but like,
Oh, that gets me even more pumped. Check it
yeah,
out. And Trinity is just amazing. So I mean,
she
if you
is.
want to
She's
buy,
amazing.
if you want to support somebody awesome, there you go already. But the
Yeah.
fact that Tim, who is an editor, is thinks it's that well
I do
edited and
not
good.
throw that particular praise out lightly. Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say that's some high praise.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome stuff. So next, I have some questions that I just want to see how this process for this book compared to, your process with your other books.
Mm,
Well, for sure with Fall of Selvandrea, because the last time I had you on, you hadn't written Skyfold or the Father of Shadow and Death yet. So,
yeah.
but before we do that, two things. First, my question of the day today, I always like to
Mm,
ask my guest. I'm
yeah.
going camping this weekend, so I asked, what fantasy or bookish world, doesn't have to be fantasy, I guess, would be the coolest to go camping in. Now, do you camp? Go camping ever?
It's been a long time. I
Mhm.
have. I have maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. Not
Okay.
too often. When I was
Yeah.
younger, we did it more often, but then
Mhm.
yeah, not in recent years. Um,
Because
I
you
mean,
got to think about what's roaming around in the wilderness in some of these worlds.
if I had to pick between my two worlds, the
Yeah.
Skyfold world or
Uh-huh.
the Fall of Selvandrea, it would absolutely be Skyfold. I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff in
Yeah.
the Fall of Selvandrea, but like you will get eaten, you will die if you're out in the wild and you aren't trained in
You're
some
not
capacity
going to
or
survive.
wielding some badass magic. You are dead. It's a
Yeah.
very dark. Yeah. Anyways, we can get into that too. It's a dark world.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
yeah. Skyfold. There's a lot of going on, including a
Yeah.
lot of monsters. But I mean, getting to go camping on one of those floating islands
Yes.
with massive jungles and
Yep.
forests and magical springs that you can basically heal in, but also get there's stuff going on. It's a fun world. It's meant to be
I,
adventure. So
yeah.
that would be a cool place to camp.
Oh,
You know?
I agree 100%. So does Trinity,
Yeah.
100% Skyfall. That would
Oh
be
yeah.
it.
Like, no doubt. No doubt.
Awesome. Good answer. All right. Then the other thing, you're the first person I'm going to do this little transition thing with. So
Okay.
I was doing some book thrifting the other day. I found this book, the 2,548 best things someone's ever said. So I'm going to give you, you're going to pick between, there's 4 parts, and in each part, there's 637 quotes.
Okay.
So let's pick a part first. Pick a number 1 through 4.
3.
3. All right. So we're going to go to part 3. And now pick a number 1 through 637.
532.
532 in part 3. Let's see what your quote is. Good grief. This is harder than I thought. Part 3. Okay. 537. Is that what you said? Wait,
Uh,
no. 570. What did you say?
532.
532. Okay.
Yeah.
532. Okay. This is not okay. Oh, I don't like that one.
Wow, this is disappointing.
uh, well, okay, I'll tell you what this one said after when we're off air. This one could be taken offensively. So
Okay.
pick a different number.
537.
537. Okay. Uh okay, so this is a magazine article that was suggested by Garrison Keller. I don't know who that is, but anyway, he said that a great article title would be 5 kids who make your kids look sick. I don't know what that means.
I mean,
Let's
maybe it's copywriting. Maybe it's this is a
maybe
headline that's
let's,
gonna pull you in. I
let's.
actually kind of like that stuff. I like certain elements of marketing writing.
Oh yeah, that's
Um,
true.
and
That's
so yeah,
true.
if I was writing an article, that would be a killer headline because any
That would
parent
be.
is going to say, oh, my kids look sick. What can I do different? You've pulled in their worry, you've pulled in their interest. It has a lot of good copywriting tricks in there. I like it.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Uh, we'll do the one right after it too, since it's more of
Okay.
a quote. This says, "I won't listen to reason. Reason always means what someone else has to say."
Hmm.
Elizabeth Gaskell. Well, there we go.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's like That's a lot of things in there.
There's a lot of things. What's the number
Uh,
again? 5,000 something?
yeah, 2,548.
Yeah, that's a
So,
lot.
and the first couple pages, of course, were all like banger quotes. I'm like, oh, this will be so fun. And then we pick random ones, and they're like, what? So that'll be an interesting thing to do. We'll see how that
I'm
goes. But
excited to hear
anyway,
what the other one was.
yeah. Oh yeah, don't let me forget. I'll tell you after. I'll tell you why that I was like,
Perfect.
all right. So this book. So this book and Skyfold, I guess. Last time you were on, we kind of talked through like how did your process go for writing Fall of Selvandrea. Um, so do you feel like in these different areas, we'll go one by one here. Do you feel like it's changed as you've written more and more books? So first, the plotter versus pantser thing. Now you said you've never been like on one end of the spectrum or the other. You've always
Mhm.
kind of been in the middle. Do you feel like with each book it's changed slightly, or I don't even know what he's barking at now. Nobody's outside. Do you feel
Lucky
like
you.
it's changed with each book, or do you feel like it's changed over time, or do you feel like you've kind of kept the same process when it comes to plotting and pantsing?
I'd say it's grown, and that's kind of by design. With everything I do, I try to even record my process in my
Mhm.
notes, and then just kind of follow that path forward and tweak it and add to it every time. So even book design, each time like I change, I'll pick a better font, stick with that going forward until I find a better one. I'll add the scene breaks and stick with that until I find a better way to do it. I'll add, the interior art, like the formatting, the spacing, every I'm always playing around and just tweaking and improving. And I think the same thing goes for my writing, including the process. Uh, so yeah, the pantsing element is still there. I kind of still just have the flashlight ahead, but each chapter I have a clear idea of kind of where I want it to go. And then maybe a few plot points written out, and I'll write a bit. And as I'm writing, more ideas will come. I'll write in the morning. That night, I'll think about it some more, for probably an hour or two before bed. And that's my time where I really do some of the creative work, take some notes. Those notes are probably just a few more points that I then follow the next morning and write that out. And then more points added, and keep going
Oh, I
forward.
like that. Okay.
Yeah. But I think what's changed, or where I've grown more, this is interesting. I find you'll have periods of very slow growth, and then things will come to you very quickly. Process plotter, yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say Ellen. That's a
good
good.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's interesting for me is that you put in the hours, you put in the work, and sometimes it can feel like very gradual growth, and then you'll have epiphanies or moments where something will come to you very clearly and radically change the way you do things. I had that. So again, I had already written 90,000 words for my sequel. So those first 90,000 words feel closer to the Fall of Selvandrea.
Hmm.
And then two things happened almost at once, like back to back. I got one very particular review for the Fall of Selvandrea that was 5 stars, very high praise. And I kind of like, this is the best review to me I can get,
Mhm.
is a review like that is also honest and says, here's the things that I didn't really like, but they like, it was still so good that it
Oh
was
yeah.
top tier. But this thing maybe could have had more of this. And the way this particular person said this, it was one line, one sentence that very clearly to me pointed out something that, for whatever reason, I didn't think readers wanted that much.
Hmm.
And I will tell you, it was just their comment. It talked about exposition in a very particular way. I forget the exact way they
Hmm.
said it. And I was so worried starting out as an author about being one of those fantasy authors who dumps information loads on you. And I still kind of fell into that trap a little, but the way I went too far the other way, where I was nervous about giving too much of a character's, not so much their internal dialogue, but flashbacks and talking about the things that build up to who they are now. There were certain, and this review said, no, no, I want more of that,
Yeah.
so
Interesting.
so the point is, then almost immediately after seeing that review, they wanted more of the world building background through exposition, and they wanted more character detail through exposition. And then almost right after that, I edited for another author who, and I like, I know I did a good job editing that book, but this is also an author who, in terms of their story craft, just top tier. And they nailed in that particular book, even more than others I've edited for them. And they just nailed exactly what this person was talking about in the review and exactly what I knew I needed to learn. And seeing it so clearly in front of me made me then get curious. I was like, okay, this is it. This is exactly it. So then I started looking up articles and books and diving into exactly how I could do that my own way. But what came out of that was Skyfold. So a radical, to me, Skyfold represented a radical change in my writing. A lot of the good from the Fall of Selvandrea is still there, but a lot of big changes too, like just the nature of the prose and the nature of the character building, and even some of the exposition for the world building. A lot of it much richer, I think. Um, and Sky, I kept it to a novella for two reasons. One, because I wanted to get into Sphinx, which I did.
Yeah.
But two, I wanted to just test this out because I wasn't sure. I wanted to, will people actually enjoy this from me?
Mm-hmm.
And then the reviews started coming in, and clearly they do. So to
There
me,
you
that was confirmation. Okay, I've taken a step in the right direction. You know, so that's one way the process. There were a lot of gradual improvements, and then
go.
suddenly the big one. And now I'm kind of looking for my next big one because I did a lot of the same with Father, Shadow, and Death, but I tried some new things as well. We'll see
Mm-hmm.
if they work for people. But it's always, it's always you explore, you find new ideas, new craft tools to use, new ways to play around with what you're doing
Mm-hmm.
on the page, and then you test it not just with beta readers and not just with other authors, but with the market, with real readers, see what they
Mm-hmm.
say, and then go back. And that's why I kind of want to be putting out more books at a faster pace than maybe some other authors. Some people have said, Tim, you need to slow down. And I'm like, yeah, that's not happening because then I won't learn. I'm still in my learning phase. Tell me to
Yeah.
slow down when I'm writing massive tome epics.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
till then, I'm having fun.
Heck yeah, man. If you're having fun and you're writing good stuff and like especially shorter stuff, like I feel like just keep rocking it out, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, and
I
people
think that's
consume shorter stuff faster
yeah,
too.
oh yeah, yeah. And
Kinda
people
nice.
are looking for that, I think, now.
Yeah.
I mean, especially that's what I think we all love about indie. Like we all love a good chunker, but so many, especially in fantasy sci-fi space, there's so many just huge long books
Yeah.
in the traditional published space, and it's like you don't see the really good novellas or the shorter books that are just awesome and you can just blow through like you do with indie stuff. It's just
Yeah.
it's awesome. And of course, like Timothy says, when all else fails, introduce lizard people.
Well, that's why I'm doing it. Actually, well,
See, there you
so there is a hint. I'll say this to please Timothy Wolf. That there are going to be lizard people in the Skyfold world, and you've already seen a hint of them if you've read Skyfold. That's
go.
all
Mhm.
I'll say there.
There
And
you go.
then, yeah, and then there will be lizard people in the Fall of Selvandrea's world too. They're coming in book 2. So
Ah, that's awesome.
yeah, which is
Exciting
very
time.
different. Well,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Anyways,
I can't wait to see what you do with lizard people. Now, are they going to be different in both of those books, or are they going to be a similar like species of lizard people?
there are some similarities, and that's where. So when we were talking earlier about are they the same
That's what I
world,
wondered.
they
Hmm.
aren't,
Okay.
but it has to do with the Easter egg too. So I'll say this: when I wrote the Fall of Selvandrea, when I expanded it and created the version that you now see, like this, there was a chapter I added in part 1 that didn't exist in the earlier version, and that chapter has a massive, massive Easter egg for those who are paying attention that ties it directly to the Skyfold world. Um, that's the most overt I've been with the connection between the two worlds on any interview or anywhere that it is there for those who want it. And what that means is I can and probably should have some elements of each world that appears in the other. Yeah, because it has to. There's a reason they are connected, but they're not the same. That's all I
Ooh,
can say. Yeah, without
I
spoiling
like
it. But like for example, uh, for anyone who's read both. Skyfold has these fox-like creatures with 3 tails called the Fexen, and there are Fexen in the Father, Shadow, and Death. You will see
that.
them.
Ooh,
Little
okay.
fun.
I
So yeah,
like that.
there are similarities. There are things that cross over, and there's reasons why. But I don't need people to know that. That's just me having fun. If you pay attention, you'll eventually find out why.
Oh
But
man, I love that. I love when there's little Easter eggs and connections and things. I think that's a cool thing to do to have fun for yourself, but also reward your constant readers, like you
Yeah.
said. That's a cool thing. I think that's awesome that you're doing that.
It's also why I didn't want to go too far away with the covers, because some people said,
Mhm.
"Oh, are these the same series or not?" I'm like, "Well,
Yeah,
they're books by me, you know."
you're right. They're similar.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
connected,
yeah.
kind of. Yeah, it was smart. And Trinity agrees. So is gonna have to keep a sharp eye out now when we read your stuff. That's right.
That's always been a thing with my writing. I reward people who pay attention.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Sometimes
good.
that's hard, and that's the point.
Oh yeah.
Is I want to reward those who do, and to me, it also makes it fun for those who like to reread a book. Because I've had
Mm-hmm.
plenty of people say, "Oh, I read the Fall of Selvandrea, but I know there's some. I'm going to read it again because I want to
Yeah.
see how that all tied in after the fact."
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That is a really big perk for rereaders. Then finding
yeah,
those connections for
yeah.
sure.
There are
All
things
right.
you will see on a reread that you didn't see the first time. I
Oh yeah.
guarantee it. With
Sure.
any book I write, I try to go for that.
That's awesome. All right. What about your goal setting? How has that changed? Like when you're writing, do you um, try to write a certain amount of words every day or every week or every month? Do you set like hard deadlines for when you want to get stuff done? And has that changed from book to book, or do you just try to write every day? How do you do that? Do you feel like that's changed since the last time you were on?
I think the more you do this, the more you discover about yourself and what works
Hmm.
for you. So I've definitely tweaked it as I've gone, but by the time I was writing the third part of the Fall of Selvandrea, I think I had pretty much landed on what works for me.
Hmm.
So it hasn't changed. That hasn't changed too much. Like at this point, I like to write in sprints. As the diehard, you need to be writing every day fans will hate me for that. I don't care. My thing is, I have to do something writing related every day.
Okay.
Uh, Ideally, not just reading or blog. Like, not when I say related, I don't mean tangent. I mean it has to be towards producing my
Yeah.
own work.
Hmm.
So, uh, you know, usually if I'm not writing, I'm editing, and if I'm not editing, I'm recording audio, and if I'm not
Yeah.
recording audio, I'm editing audio. So one of those things is
Yeah.
happening every day, almost without exception. I don't care if
That's
it's
a
a
good way
weekend.
to.
I don't care if it's my birthday. I don't care if it's a holiday. If I can, I'm going to
Yeah.
keep that habit up. Yeah.
That's
Um,
good.
but then, yeah. So that said, when it comes to drafting, that happens in sprints, probably a month to a month and a half.
Okay.
So, I mean, for example, Father, Shadow, and Death took me, I think we calculated it because it started with a dare from someone who was like, "Oh, you wrote Skyfold so quickly, do it again." I was like, "Okay, I will."
Okay.
So I wrote this. In 45 days. The draft took me
Oh
about
wow.
45 days. So, I mean, which is wild because that's split, like it's 64,000 words,
Yeah.
split over 45
That's
days.
a lot.
But funny enough, whenever I start a sprint, this always happens. I'll write some days 200 words, some days 300, then 500, then 200 for whatever reason, then 1,000, then 700, then 1,500,
Oh
then
wow.
1,000. And usually I'll level out around 1 to max 2,000. And so a good chunk of the sprint will be that. And then usually when I hit the end of the book, I get it. I'm so into it that I'll close my eyes, open them, and there'll be 3,000 words on the page, you know?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
that's usually how it looks for me. But
Okay.
then if I'm not done the book by the end of that sprint, I usually I'll probably need a break. I probably need to
Yeah.
step back, maybe do some editing or do some other work, and then I'll step back to it after a pause. But though that length, anything past that, I start to decline.
Okay.
Or it's just because it's a lot of concentrated energy
Yeah.
over a long stretch of time. And then I
So.
find if I take that pause, I come back renewed and I'm
Oh yeah.
back at full tilt. So that's how I like to do it. A month and a half
Cool
max,
process.
and
Okay.
then let's say a month off for other things. And then, yeah, it's what works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's working, man. So that's interesting to me. How do you like, is it just like a vibe thing if you're not finishing the book when you know, okay, I need to step back? Like is it when you start to not look forward to it or when you start to feel stuck? Or like how do you decide when, all right, it's time to pause because I didn't get it done in this amount of time? Or is it like literally like 90 days or not 90 days, what would it be 45 days you're like, time to stop.
I usually pay attention and I know and yeah, so I have in my mind, okay, past this certain amount of time, I need to
Yeah.
step back. But it's also just life.
Yeah.
Usually I can know in advance that I have roughly a month to a month and a half to work with, and
Yeah.
I can intentionally take on less work and do a few less things for about that long before probably I just need to do more work, earn more money to take like it's probably more practical.
Yeah.
It's more practical things that come in. So
Mhm.
like right now, I'm on one of those pauses, bec- not so much because I had to, but just because of the way things worked out. I had two books I was editing for other authors and this story competition I was
Right.
judging for. I am not going to get writing done in the midst of that. That is just not. That would be insane. Good for
Yeah.
you, people who can do like 5 jobs and write.
Yeah.
I never want to be you ever. It's good for you. I envy you, but I will. It's not just I don't want to. I cannot.
Yeah.
I've done
Yeah.
that in the past, burnt myself out. I'm never
Mhm.
going there again. You know. So
Yeah.
I have
Oh,
these limits for myself that I'm very careful about.
that's true. So that's a smart way to look at it. So even when you're in one of these sprints, like you give yourself some grace for like
Yeah,
real life stuff. Like
yeah,
sometimes that can be why you stop. Um,
yeah.
and then I just had an interesting comment
It's
here. You do have quite the awesome beard, so they want to know how you grew that beard and
work
if
in
you blow
progress
dry.
always. Yeah. Well, see, people, you should have seen my hair. Less than a month ago when that used to be down to about here, or it was till not too long ago. So the goal is the beard. They're about even now. The goal is I want my hair and beard to be about the same length, and see how far I can push that
There
out.
you go.
Yeah, just time and regular trimming, which it might not look it right now. It's still pretty wild, but I used to trim it religiously, and I think I did more bad than good. So at some point, you have to embrace the mess, let it do its thing for a while, and then trim, in style. So I'm still kind of in that building phase. Event,
Oh,
I really want to get it more square and long, and then try braiding it. I just want to do that once, just once, to have that kick-ass braided Viking
oh
look,
yeah,
to say I did, and
yeah.
then I might trim it short again, or I don't know. But
You're getting there, man.
I'm getting there.
It's getting there. It's getting the length for sure.
I can do two braids right now, but I or I want triple braid. That's the
There
look.
you go. I like it.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. What about your like preferences when you're writing, like morning writing versus night writing, or always writing in your office versus going somewhere? Has any of that changed through all this writing and books that you've done?
Sorry, I just saw it. Just Cinna's comment.
Oh yeah. Oh, Senna.
So good. Yeah. So I used to more frequently, every once in a while, maybe if I'm on a writing sprint, maybe every 1 to 2 weeks, I would go to a cafe and do one writing session there. And I just find I can't anymore. If anything, that
Mhm.
interrupts my flow, because then the next day it takes me a little while to get back into it. So I think the consistency actually really helps me. I need to consistently put in day after day after day for a stretch, and that's where the magic happens. If I interrupt that too much, taking anything more than 1 or 2 days off, it really takes a while to get back into it. So cafes I've found stopped working for me more recently. They're good. I go there if I really, not so much I'm stuck, but if I want to work on building my skills, looking at like reading more nonfiction about writing to grow a little, or just reading other books, and then thinking and brainstorming. Really good. But otherwise, my writing has to be here, in my office in the morning. Definitely not. I have a cutoff about 2 p.m. If I happen to have the day allocated to writing, which most days I have the mornings. Most days 3 hours, let's say, 8 o'clock to about 11. But when I can manage it and extend that past 2 o'clock, my brain is fried. I'm a zombie. I'm doing useless work. I switch over to admin work and
Yeah.
marketing stuff and whatever else my dumb brain can do with no power. Yeah. So that's
Right.
and nighttime, that I'm creative at night. So it's
Mhm.
great for brainstorming. It's great for
Mhm.
imagining and plotting out. and taking little notes. Oh, I had this idea. I'll note this down and see if my smart brain agrees with me tomorrow morning. But my dumb tired brain right now thinks this is genius. Yeah. So that's how I do it anyway.
That's good. That's good. It's good that you have so much like realization about when you're gonna be able to do like certain kinds of work versus when it's probably not a good idea,
Yeah.
and that you
Lots of
stick to
experimenting, and that's the point. When you're starting out, experiment, find what works for you, and
it.
then
Yeah,
stick to it. You know?
I like it.
Yeah.
Nice. What about um, when you're writing, like the atmosphere? Um, Listening to music, not listening to music, background noise, silence. How is that? Has that changed from book to book or genre to genre now that you've written more horror, or is it still the same thing for you?
Still the same. I started out with I knew like I cannot listen to music with lyrics. That's just not happening. I will not get anything written. Or if I do
Yeah,
get written, it'll be a random lyric from the song I just heard suddenly on my
yeah,
page.
yeah.
Like, get out if you no, you do not belong. Uh, um, Whereas I tried for a little to listen to what's the word I'm looking for, like movie soundtracks and instrumental music. Depending on the mood, I would try to make it fit the mood of what I was, and even that just doesn't work for me. It might make me feel relaxed or hyped or whatever, but it doesn't. I write at my best without the noise for sure, and I'm very easily distracted by noise. That's for sure a thing too. So I have to be careful. Um, yeah, I try to protect this space and keep it
Hmm.
relatively sound free.
That's good.
Which is a perk of audiobook editing. Now
That's
that or now
good.
that I do my audiobook recording and work, it gave me incentive to do actual soundproofing. And
Yeah.
now I'm like, now it's even better. I'm like, oh yeah, writing is even. I'm excited to write today. No noise. This is wonderful.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that. You got to definitely have it super quiet when you're recording audio for
Yeah,
sure. All those little background noises can really throw that off.
yeah. So you also get to know your environment well too, with the exception of leaf blowers and all
Yeah,
that.
can't
So
control those
you
darn
learn
things.
you learn you learn your neighbors routines very quickly when you can
Oh yeah,
hear like crowds of people talking at lunchtime or
yeah.
20 cars driving by on their lunch breaks from work, so not to do anything in that period,
At
things
that
like
time. Yep.
that. Yeah. Makes
That's
me feel like a I don't know, a hermit stalker, because I'm in my office in the day and I'm like, wow, I'm noticing too many things. I'm one of those guys now.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens when we get older, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be one of those. That's the goal. I'm already starting to get the gray appearing in my beard and my hair. So I'm like, I'm going to be the old wizard-looking guy with a long gray beard and hair, sitting on his porch. You kids. It's going to be great.
You're gonna be that guy.
The
Oh
dream, the
man.
dream.
Timothy knows all about the leaf blowers. He's not happy about the leaf blowers either.
Yeah,
He gets it. All right, so we're past an hour, but I do have a few more questions if you have time.
I'm
That
good. I'm good. Yeah.
okay, good. They're just the fun questions at the end, so that if anybody didn't watch our first interview, they can get to know you a little bit outside of writing. But
Mm,
before we do that, I have a riddle that I want to
okay.
see if you can solve.
Oh,
Um, so that I used up all those cards, so it's not that. This is just a straight up riddle this time.
okay.
And
Hit me
when
with
I
it.
saw this one, and once you solve it, or once someone in the chat solves it, or whatever, you'll know why I chose this one. But here we go.
Okay.
All right, and chat, you guys can help out, shout out if you think you know the answer. So this is a what am I riddle. Okay, I have keys, but no locks. I have space, but no room. You can enter, but you can't go inside. What am I?
See, I heard the keys part. I want to say piano, but
Close, not a piano
yeah,
though.
no.
Not musical.
So keys, space, and you can go inside. Okay, Chad, help me out because I am terrible. My
Well,
little
okay. I'll give you two hints. So those
okay.
are the key the important words are keys, space, and enter.
Oh,
And
keyboard. Yeah.
why would I pick a keyboard for you?
Duh. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they people got it. Trinity,
Yeah. Yeah.
Jason said.
Yeah,
keyboard.
that
Timothy
that
said
took me way
that.
too long. He's in space, and you know what? Because you said, or no, my mind immediately thought going inside, but then the
Mhm.
moment you said enter, I was like,
Yeah,
oh, it's
I was like, he's picking the wrong thing out. He's gonna go on a journey he doesn't need to go on in his
yeah.
mind.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Yeah, that was
Now,
good.
now, how long has it been since you took the sword to
I
the
think we're at about
keyboard?
a year now. I would have to check
Has
the
it been a
time,
year?
but I won't know. But yeah, so for anyone watching who doesn't know that story,
Little Tim lore.
usually when I go on shows, I'll call myself the smasher of keyboards just because it was way. I mean, I knew it would be fun. I knew it would be cathartic, but it blew away my expectations. So my keyboard was acting up, and it was bad. And I tried changing the batteries. I tried cleaning the keys. Nothing would work. And it was double typing letters or missing letters or adding spaces or
Yep.
adding letters from the other side of the keyboard. Like my manuscripts were becoming a total mess and impossible. I was just so angry. And finally I thought, you know what? Quick order, just order a quick replacement on Amazon. And basically the moment it arrived, I took the old one, smashed it over my knee on video for everyone to enjoy.
It was an enjoyable video.
Yeah. And then I don't know why I didn't think of it the first time, but when I posted that online, someone said, "Oh, you should have done it with a sword." Because I think I know, I don't even think they knew I had swords, but I
Yeah.
happen to have two Lord of the
Yep.
Rings swords. So I made a second video taking the still smashed keyboard and just slamming it with my sword and just
That's
watching it
awesome.
keys fly everywhere.
Obliterated it.
That was a good day. It
Sure, that
was,
was very, very therapeutic.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
You need those moments. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
this keyboard, my current one, started acting up the other day, and I thought, "Ooh,
Uh-oh.
it's time." But I changed the battery and I cleaned some of the keys, and it's back to working
Oh
perfectly.
yeah, that's because it saw what happened to the other one. It's like,
Yeah,
no, 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 I just need a battery. I just
yeah.
need a battery.
I think I whispered to it while I was cleaning. I was like, "You know what happens if you don't start working again,
You
right?"
better keep things going good here. Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a few questions for us
Okay.
to get to know you outside of writing. We're gonna start with a simple one. What is your favorite color?
Hmm. Blue or these teal. I really like teal. I like
Yeah.
that blue green mix.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. All right, next one. Favorite food. What's your favorite thing to eat?
Oh,
Restaurant wise or at home? Either one or both.
I kind of want to say uh, like Indian vindaloo.
Ooh,
So like a good
okay.
lamb vindaloo would be very, very high
Oh,
on the chart.
nice. No one's ever said that before. That's a new one.
The
Okay.
easier answer maybe my worst guilty addiction would be sushi for sure.
Ooh, sushi's so good.
Yeah. So
Nice. Okay. Good answer. Good answer. All right. Next one. What is a let's see if it's the same one as last. I think I asked you this before, but what's a hobby or talent you have that we don't know about?
hmm. Yeah, maybe. I don't know if you asked me that before.
I feel like
Um,
maybe I didn't.
yeah, I'm curious. I have two go-to ones, but one of them I think is expired, so it's not really fair to say that that's my thing anymore because
Okay.
that was all the way back in high school years.
Oh
Uh,
man.
so I used to do kickboxing
Oh
and
wow. Okay.
competitive sparring and had a lot of fun with it. Um, and our gym kind of took the turn towards MMA like everyone
Yeah.
else. And that was around the time where I was going off to college, and I thought,
Mhm.
I'm, I tried to join a gym
Mhm.
in Peterborough where I went, and it just was nowhere near as good. Like my old coach was like a world champ. He was
Yeah.
very, very good, really good guy, kind of like bit of a father figure mentor kind
Yeah.
of guy. So nothing else compared, and I kind of just let it slide. So it's still fun, but it's just I kind of lost interest in it
Mhm.
as my life took different turns. So the other thing, I don't know if I talk about this ever or if people would know, but I like to juggle. So
Oh.
that would be my thing. I
Okay.
that I and like I actually I always try to have like even a few spares, but I always have hacky sacks around because they're the perfect weight and size to
Oh
juggle.
yeah.
It helps me think. It's kind of like my version of a
Oh,
fidget
wow.
toy.
Okay.
So they're always like literally right next to me. Like I've
How
got hacky
how
sacks
many
right
can you
here.
juggle at a time?
Just three. I tried learning
Whoa,
maybe
look at
two, but it's a
that.
little too much. Yeah. So
That's pretty impressive.
yeah, I can do. I mean, like it's hard to
Like
show
once you
off.
throw a third one in, that's hard. That's
That
pretty
would
good.
be tough. Yeah, but I mean, I can do, so
Oh
like
wow.
two in one hand, or I can do,
What?
yeah, both. So you can change the direction. That's
Dude.
fun. Yeah, yeah, little
That's
fun.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, could you do four, like two in each hand at the same time?
No, I can, but not long term.
Man,
Maybe
that'd be hard.
yeah.
Okay.
But
That's
for
pretty
whatever
awesome,
reason,
dude.
it
I'm
helps me think.
impressed.
So if I need some creative burst, I'll start juggling, and it works. It does wonders.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Well, see, your juggling just got us a super chat. Thank you, Cinna,
nice.
for doing that. That is awesome.
Just three.
We appreciate it. Yeah, Christopher says just three. Like exactly. Like just three. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know. There's my little thing. My little thing for sure. Anyone who knows
That's
me
cool,
knows
man.
it's
When did you start doing that?
I
Was
was
it
like
like something you
10.
wanted to learn how to do, or was it just something you figured out on your own?
Funny enough, they brought someone to the school.
Mm.
So grade 4, I specifically remember. And instead of gym class one day, this guy taught us all the basics of juggling. And all we really did for like an hour was play with ribbons. And he taught us the motions that you would use if you were using an actual ball. And then I went home,
Huh.
and my little brother had this like pound of ball. I still remember this pound of you take these rubber balls, you put them in the top, and you hit them
Yeah.
with a hammer, and they go down the contraption, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
And I was bored, and so I took those. I was like, okay, well, I was just at school. I just learned the motion. Let's see. So I tried it, and I was like, oh, you know what? Okay, and like for within 1 to 2 hours, I taught myself to juggle just based on what we had learned. And then I was like, this is kind of fun, and now I'm not bored anymore. So then it became my thing. Yeah,
That's pretty funny. That's
yeah.
crazy. Oh yeah, you're pretty good at it, man. That's pretty good. Uh, have you ever done like if you're doing like a convention or something and you have a booth? Have you ever like brought some to juggle while you're like talking to people or something?
That'd be no way. I'd feel like a total dork. I no.
Dude, I think that's impressive. You should.
It would
You
be
gotta
fun
learn
to
how to
put on a
juggle
little,
your book.
yeah, a little show for people. That could be
Yeah,
fun.
see that you should make some book themed hacky sacks and
Okay,
then
that
juggle
would be
those.
fun. That would
Yeah,
be fun. I could
there
use
you
some
go.
of my symbols, put them all.
Yes,
Yeah,
because you have a lot of cool symbols in all your books that you could use. That would be
yeah.
cool.
That's actually not a bad idea. That'd be kind of fun. That would be
Or you
kind of
could learn
fun.
how to juggle the flaming swords, like
Yeah,
like in Fall of
nope. Yeah, I've tried. I tried learning to juggle pylons,
Oh, really? How'd that
and
go? Not
no,
good.
no. Like, uh, my go-to if I didn't so sometimes if I didn't have hacky sacks or things
Mhm.
on hand, I needed some of that thinking power. I would pull out like a not a pen, but it had to be a certain kind of highlighter or something a
Yeah.
little more solid, a little weightier, and I could flip that in one hand and catch it every time. And but once you try to move to two and switching hands, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's where my coordination. I have okay coordination clearly, but not that good.
Yeah.
Just,
You're right. Oh, that's hard. That probably takes so much practice to
yeah,
get.
like I admire those who can
Yeah.
do really impressive juggling, but I stopped at what I can do and still think and have fun.
Yeah, and not lose an arm or something
Exactly.
like
Yeah,
that. Oh, good. Probably a good choice. Probably
yeah.
a good choice. All
That's
right.
long term thinking.
Yeah, yeah. Smart, smart. We want you to be able to write more books.
Yep.
You need both your hands.
No losing fingers.
No, no, no. All right, awesome. So next, put on the thinking cap and think back. What was your first job that you had that you got a paycheck for? So not just like doing yard work for your parents or whatever, but like for somebody else that paid you to do some work.
Yeah, so for me, it would be grocery store. I was a cashier at the local grocery store.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Now, did you get carts and stuff too, or just
Yep. Yeah, I did
cashier?
carts.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That,
Cart
that was
champ
one of
right
my
here.
first gigs too. Yeah,
That's pretty dang good. That was those were fun years. It was actually a
yeah,
good job.
yeah.
And it's fun too because that first summer, I was really
Mhm.
looking around for a job. I was trying different places, and I was walking into that grocery store to apply. And as I was walking in, my grade 2 teacher was walking out. And I'm like, Mrs. Flynn, oh my gosh, we start having this conversation, catching up, and she said, oh, so what are you doing? And I don't know why she asked that because I'm going into a grocery store, probably getting food, but no, she was like, oh, so nice to see you. What are you doing here? And I said, oh, I was actually just about to go talk to the manager. And she said, I know the manager. I'll go talk to her. So she actually went and kind of boosted me up before I even walked in with my resume, and I got a call the next day, and I was basically hired on the spot. It was no interview, just
Man.
yeah.
See, it pays to get to know people and be
Yeah.
a good kid. You made a
Yeah.
good impression on that teacher. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, she
Can't
was the
beat
best.
that.
She was a very good teacher, so
Ah, that's awesome.
yeah.
All right. What was your first car? What was your first ride? What were you driving to this job?
I feel like someone else answered this exact same vehicle and made me happy, so I wasn't the only one.
Oh
I
man.
I had a Dodge Grand Caravan.
Oh yeah. Somebody did say that the other
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. So I forget who it was, but in my case, that was, I mean, for those who know, part of my story was going off to Bible college, and so this family, this was, so I went straight from high school to Bible college, had no vehicle, and that was 3.5 hours away,
Hmm.
and so this family of missionaries, they were temporarily here in Canada, and they were on their way home to Australia.
Hmm.
And so they stayed in Ottawa for a little while. They had a van and they obviously couldn't bring it back with them.
Yeah.
So they're just like, well, we got this van to get rid of. Do you want it? And I got a free van just like that. So
That's crazy. That's
yeah,
awesome. What color was it? You remember?
it was the first one. Oh, I had to, I had two
You had
because
more than one?
I had more than one,
Oh
because
man.
I actually liked having it so much because I could
Those
drive
were nice
people.
vans.
Like it was yeah, they were good vans. I think it was like year I think 2004 or so.
Okay.
Because it was the rounder one, not the
Yep.
square
The
newer one.
rounder one. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what my parents had. Yep.
I think the first one was navy, and then I think it was
Maybe.
silver was the second one.
Ooh, a I don't know if I ever saw a silver one.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was
let's see.
silver and black.
Was it? Did it look like this?
Yeah, that's it right there.
There it
Yep,
is.
that was my first van.
Nice. I
Yep.
kind of want to see what a silver one looked like now. Hold on. I think it was Aaron Hall. I think he was my last one. I think he said
Mm,
he had
okay. Yeah.
a van. I'm not sure. Let me see. Silver. Let's see. Oh yeah, that looks sharp. So like this.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
think mine had black trim on.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
So yours had a little sporty like
not quite
addition to
sporty,
it.
but yeah, it was still, the joke was I was a soccer mom, basically, because I was driving everyone to like different events around
Oh
town,
yeah.
or we would all hop in between
Yeah.
class and go to like Tim
Oh
Hortons.
heck yeah.
Like I was that. It was great. I loved
Yeah.
having that.
Oh yeah. That's vans are under appreciated.
Yeah,
They actually have a lot of cool things to them. Like especially like you said, if you want to drive your friends around or whatever, like
yeah.
you can't beat that. You can't beat it.
And you
When you
also
can
have that
fit so
little
much
bit of
stuff.
elevation, which I
Yeah.
kind of like. Like driving a low
Hmm.
car now feels weird, even to
Oh
this
yeah.
day.
After you're up, sitting up, yeah, it's hard to go in something where you're way down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I
And I'm
agree.
also, I mean, I'm a tall guy, so I
Yeah.
like having extra
You
space
need that leg
standing.
room.
Yeah. So
Oh
so
yeah.
it's weird having small cars now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had between my wife and me, we've had vans or SUVs or trucks, and like my truck was in the shop like I don't know a few months ago, and I had to get a rental, and they gave me this little tiny like smart car, and it was so small, and like sitting in that thing, like I felt like I was literally on the ground, and then like just I don't know, it's just
Yeah,
crazy.
that's
You get so
exactly
used
it.
to that. Yeah,
I
I
hate,
know.
if I feel like that at all in a car, I'm going
Oh
nuts.
yeah, it's not comfortable. Not
Yeah,
comfortable. So true. Yeah, Trinity's right. There's so stereotypes. We need to get rid of them. Vans are awesome.
they are.
I love vans,
Yeah,
and they have so many good features for traveling. You have so much more like room in the back, or you can fold the seats down and put stuff. Like
yeah,
vans are pretty awesome.
yeah, yeah.
I'm with you, man. All right, awesome. So let's bring it back to books here. So two questions for you. One, what was the last book you read? And two, because you are in the indie space and you support so many people, what are some hidden gems in the indie space that you think more people should be talking about or checking out?
Mm. Okay, well,
Yeah,
so
putting you
so
on
an-
the spot.
yeah, so answering book one, I mean, what I'm reading right now, I've already
Yeah.
said about. So yeah,
Right. Yep.
check
Yep.
out
Yep.
Bloodbound by Trinity, because genuinely really good. Really happy with that. My last read was also a gem that I think needs more attention. I think it's getting some now. So the current read for the Willow Wraith Press
Mhm.
book club is I think it's the next one or it's the current one, but Far Removed by Cole
Oh,
Lansall. I
yes.
just finished that, and like in terms of world building, now that doesn't always do it for me.
Hmm.
I sometimes, which is funny, 'cause if you read my books, they're pretty dense with world
Yeah.
lore. But to me, that alone can't be the point. And when I first started this story, if I thought maybe that was the case, it felt like one of those worlds where
Mhm.
I'm getting a lot of rich character building and very dense, very rich world building and incredible prose. Incredible prose. Her writing is another. That's another top tier. Right, like she can write, like really, really write, really well edited, really great prose. But I was kind of sitting there thinking, okay, but I'm not really interested in these politics. I'm not really interested in these relationships, and I don't know what I signed up for here yet. I know the context, but okay. And then something happens, and like, and it takes a while to get there. It's like halfway through the book, and you realize that it's all been building up to this thing, and then I couldn't put it down. So it took me probably like I think more than 2 months to read the first half, which it's not a long book. It was maybe 145 pages before this big thing happens. And then just how beautifully it all came together and hits you in the face. And I couldn't put it down. I finished the rest in that night, like
Oh man.
early the next morning. I haven't done that in a while. I have to really like something to just
Yeah,
get
yeah,
lost in
yeah.
it
Just
like
go
that.
like that.
So highly recommend. Highly recommend. Um,
All right.
yeah, the other hidden gem that I'll always go to is right behind me. I can grab it. I'm not going to because I will knock over the other
Yeah,
books.
don't knock everything over. It's
Yeah,
okay.
so right behind me there is Starlight Jewel by
Oh
Ada
yeah.
Lyons.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
she's the best, and I also have her.
I can reach mine. I'll show people.
Perfect. Yeah,
That is a that is a really cool cover.
yeah, yeah. Like it's beautiful. And I
Oh
have the second one too. So Ostringer's
yes.
Wrath.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I actually threw in some Ostringers very briefly in my
Oh,
sequel as a little shout out to her. So
nice.
there's a little falconry and stuff.
That is cool.
Just having a little fun there. I like to do that. I have little tiny shout outs to a few authors in some of my books, but
Oh, that's cool,
I
man.
leave those
I
as
love
Easter eggs. Yeah, yeah,
That's awesome. Very cool. All right, nice answers. All right, so we'll wrap it up with some quick round, kind of either or
cool.
questions. All right. So first one, um, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Nice. Okay. What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Oh, okay. It's gonna be between Empire and Revenge of the Sith.
Ooh, nice. Yep, I would agree. Those are my.
Probably for me, I know this is I know I'll get in trouble for this, but for me it's probably Revenge of the Sith.
Me too. Shh.
Like I love Empire was amazing, but I loved Revenge of the Sith. I thought that was an incredible movie that does not get enough.
I agree. I agree. I got to show you something real quick. Then hold on.
Okay,
Give me one second. I got to show you something I just got.
beauty.
It's right here. I just got to get the box. Hold on a second.
When you get back to Timothy Wolf disagrees.
Yeah, I figured he would.
Yeah.
I think it's in here. Let's see. Oh yeah. All right. So check this out. So this week there's a new Star Wars book coming out. It's called Master of Evil, and it's set after Revenge of the Sith, and it's all about Darth Vader and like Anakin and him becoming Darth Vader and like all that.
Okay.
So they made to celebrate that they made a special edition of Revenge of the Sith, and I had to get it. Check this out, man. Let me take this weird little thing off of it so I can show you. All right, so check this out. So this shiny cover, check this out, comes off. Look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that sick?
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
And then look at these end pages. All right, so here's Anakin and Padme, right?
Wow.
And then look at this back one. That's sweet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and of course we got the sprayed edges here. Wait,
Yeah.
this way.
Oh. See, I can't wait to finally do a special edition of something.
Oh heck, they're so fun.
Yeah. The first Kickstarter I've ever backed was Michael R. Fletcher's She Dreams in Blood.
Oh yeah,
So that's coming
yeah.
my way. I ordered. He already did a separate
Yeah,
one.
I got. Yeah,
So I
I got
have
the
both
first
coming
one.
my way now. Yeah.
I need to get the second one. I didn't get it because I'm like, but they're such pretty books, man. Oh,
I have unique insight into that book. I can like that is a damn good book. This is like book two, and oh yeah. So I'm very excited for.
oh,
He also has Dogged coming out, which is
yes, yeah. I just chatted with him the other day because I love his stuff, and I got an arc of that, and I'm actually having him on in December to chat, which I'm pretty pumped about. So that's gonna be fun.
yeah,
But yeah, it's his.
great.
I love his writing style for sure.
Yeah.
All right, and yes, Timothy, I agree with Tim. So you can be mad. You can be mad at us if you want. Not that Empire is bad.
Yeah,
It's
Empire is
awesome.
top
All
tier. Yeah.
those the original trilogy is like, if you're talking trilogy, I would say the original trilogy as a whole is my favorite. But Revenge of the Sith, I love that.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, next one. Let's see. DC or Marvel?
Oh yeah, that's always tough. DC with a huge caveat or disclaimer, which is Christopher Nolan or nothing. Like just
That's
it would,
fair. That's
maybe the
fair.
exception being the Flash. I actually really
Ooh.
enjoyed the Flash movie.
Mhm.
It had a lot of good stuff. It
Yeah.
wasn't perfect.
No. I
And it
think I thought it got some unfair hate. I agree. I
yeah
thought it was better. I think a lot of that came from the actor that played
yeah.
him. He kind of screwed himself and that movie over outside of the movie, but in the movie, it was pretty good. I think.
Watching it for its own sake and just ignoring
Yes,
all that, it's a very enjoyable
yes,
movie.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it, especially if you watched some of the old DC stuff. It was cool how they played with that. I thought that
Connected
was good.
things in,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, well, like Michael Keaton. I mean,
Yes, yeah, that was
oh,
awesome.
that was so sad. Like that gave him his action scenes in particular that you just don't see
Oh
coming.
yeah,
It's Michael
yes,
Keaton. If you watch the originals with
yeah.
him,
Oh yeah.
you don't expect that
No,
level
no, no.
of
That
kick
was
ass.
pretty awesome. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I liked it a lot actually. But
yeah.
um, speaking of books again, did you see that they made sequel books to those old Batman movies, the Tim Burton ones with Michael Keaton?
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah, they made one called Batman Resurrection. I thought it was just going to be a one-off, and it's set like right after Batman Returns, and it has all those characters and kind of dives into what they would, it gets rid of Batman Forever and Batman and Robin and all that, and they do their own thing. But then they just came out with another one after that, so now there's
Oh,
two. So I don't know, that was
okay.
pretty cool, I thought. Uh, all right, next one. Were you ever a gamer into video games?
Well, not anymore. Just because even if
Same.
like the last
Just
time
no
I
time.
even touched a console, it just
Yeah.
ruined my week because
Oh
you
yeah.
get into it and like I don't have time for that anymore. I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
don't.
I get it. All
But
right, so
yeah, I
then
have
if you have played games, here's my question. First one, console or PC?
that's tough. That's going to have to be a both for me. A console for a good number of popular games, but then some have to be PC and are really fun. I had a little wave of MMO playing, so like Star Wars: Old Republic, I actually really enjoyed, and Elder Scrolls, whatever that one's called.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
both of those were actually surprisingly good, but you end up playing too much and spending too much, so I stepped back.
Hmm. Yeah, yep, yep. I agree. I agree. All right, who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Donatello, I want to say.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's right. Finally, someone says Donatello. The first guest to ever say Donatello. There we go. I
I was
like it.
never yeah, I was never super into yeah, except for some of the games way
Yeah,
back.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so
Did you ever play the OG game like on Nintendo or like in the arcades?
I think
Those
would've
games
been
were good.
yeah, it would have been Super Nintendo, I want to
Yeah,
say. Yeah. So
those were
that was
fun.
probably the
Those
main.
those were fun.
It was that and Super Mario, like Super Mario World were the two go-to games
Oh
for
yeah, Super Mario World, so good.
a lot of my childhood. Yeah.
Heck yeah. All right. All right. Awesome stuff, man. An hour and 45 minutes. It feels like we've barely been talking at all. Can you believe it? It's
Feels
just
like a record. I don't know if it is, but anyways, yeah,
it's pretty impressive.
awesome. Hey, one of the perks of
Well,
doing it earlier in the day.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for being flexible. I appreciate it. Oh gosh, now my dogs want to go outside. Shh,
Perfect timing.
hold on. But thank you. I appreciate you coming on, man. And congrats on the Father of Shadow and Death and all the things you have going on. I'm excited for everything you have as a reader, but also as a friend. I consider you a friend. I'm pumped for you, man. And I'm excited to know you and to be on this journey with you. Just exciting things you have going on, man. So congrats.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me, obviously, and for supporting the launch. And right back at you. Excited to see what's going on with you as well. So I'm paying attention for sure.
I appreciate it, man. Uh, let's see. I'm not sure what do you mean, Trinity? What announcement were we
Oh,
talking
you
about?
might be referring to the fact the announcement today was just that Skyfold is
Oh,
free,
yeah.
so you can get you can
Yeah.
get both of my other books for 99 cents and Skyfold free.
Yes.
So get on it. Although Trinity's
Oh,
already
yeah. So Father of Shadow Death is out today, and you can get the other books for free or for 99 cents. And everything's linked down below in the description. So go check out Tim's stuff. It's just exciting times. So I guess we've talked about everything, but was there anything you want the floor for? Any other things that maybe you want to shout out or talk about that we didn't mention?
I think that those are the big ones. It's a launch day, which is always super exciting. So thank you everyone for coming along. Grab all three while you can.
Yes.
And yeah, everything else is just tender. I mean, the other big thing is if you're waiting for the audiobook, it is coming.
Mhm.
Again, probably early December is when I expect it to launch.
Awesome.
Arcs review copies will be available a bit sooner, but we'll see. But it's coming. It is
Exciting.
coming. I promise.
Ooh, all right. Exciting stuff. Um, all right. So everyone is saying congrats. We've got a congrats here. There we go. Looking forward to reading your book. And then Trinity, of course, said congrats again. She's looking forward to reading Father of Sin and Death. It's very good, people. Check it out. You're going to love it.
I think she
Um,
was possibly the first physical copy buy. So
Ooh,
she
all
was,
right. There we go. Shout out.
yeah.
Love it. All right. Well, thanks again, man. And thanks everybody in the chat. You guys were awesome as always. And thank you if you're watching on replay. We appreciate you. Congrats again to Tim. Release day. Woo! Let's do a quick round of applause here for Father of Shadow and Death. What? Are excited. So I appreciate you, Tim. Take it easy, man. I will be back next week. So everybody have a great weekend. But I'll see you in the next video. And until I do, as I always say, devour your TBRs, be brave, be beautiful to one another. And Tim?
And be beastly.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Take it easy. Have a good day. We'll see